Former State Department official Morgan Ortagus joins us now. You listened to what I had to say there.
It's fantastic.
Oh, so I wasn't being too harsh.
No, you weren't being too harsh. I mean, interesting. I just read a poll this week that foreign policy has moved to the #2 concern for voters in this election. Now, I can say as a person who loves national security and foreign policy, we do not normally lead what voters care about. And the fact that we do just shows how devastating the past 3 years have been. I mean, think about it. Every year of the Biden administration has resulted in a war or a major catastrophe. First, the fall of Kabul to the Taliban in 2001. Second, the biggest war in Europe that we've seen since World War II when Russia invades Ukraine. That's 2022. And then last year in 23, you have October 7th, Hamas attacking. That is a major war or catastrophe in every year of the Biden administration. And God only knows what will happen in 24.
I want to talk about the joint strikes by the US and UK hitting dozens of targets in Yemen, actually, after several attacks on ships in the Red Sea. You just got back from Saudi Arabia, where you met with MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. Did he have any idea that this might be coming, this attacks from the Houthis and our attack on them?
I don't think that he had advanced knowledge from our administration that we would attack back. I think it was plainly obvious to anybody looking and observing the region that we were going to have to strike at some point. And in fact, while the strikes last night were good, I just think we let this fester for 3 weeks, at least, if not more. You know, nothing happens in a vacuum in foreign policy. The Saudis and the Crown Prince MBS know the Houthis and know Yemen quite well because, of course, it's on their border. And the Houthis, for years, were attacking civilian infrastructure in Saudi, airports, oil fields, those sorts of things. What were they supplied by? The Iranians, of course. And the Saudis were going after the Houthis in a controversial war in Yemen. It was definitely controversial. But 3 years ago, on January 11th, the Trump administration under Mike Pompeo at the State Department, we designated the Houthis as a terror organization. We had built that designation package for a year. Exactly 3 years to the day, on January 11th, 2024, what happens? That's whenever Biden had to conduct the strikes. What happened a few weeks into his administration? Not only did he remove that designation, I've talked about that for years, but remember, he also gave a speech in February of 21, President Biden did, where he said no more weapons to Saudi. We have to end this war in Yemen. Well, listen, just by refusing to fight terrorists doesn't mean that the terrorists decide to give up. In fact, they took 3 years to be armed, trained, and embedded by the Iranians, and now you have a terror group. This is the nightmare scenario that we talked about after 9/11, a terrorist group armed with ballistic missiles that are shooting it at U.S. ships and U.S. personnel. This is exactly what we warned could happen to terror groups after 9/11 if we didn't take them seriously. And that's what's happened over 3 years. And I know I'm tough on the Biden administration on this, but 3 years of not only capitulation to Iran, but billions of dollars that they receive from us not enforcing the sanctions have allowed Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and the Shia militias in Iraq and Syria, which attack U.S. infrastructure for our military there as well. All they've done is make them stronger. Like, what the hell did you think was going to happen?
Do you think we should attack Iranian assets directly if the Houthis, if this situation continues? That's a key question. Should we attack them directly?
It's an incredibly tough one to answer. So what we did in the Trump administration, after President Trump repeatedly warned them to stop what they were doing, to not attack Americans, we finally took out Qasem Soleimani. The problem is, for the Biden administration, is you can't a strike like this. Like, if you're going to take a strike against the Iranians, like we did with Qasem Soleimani, we took the queen off the chessboard for them. If you're going to strike Iran, it better strike at the heart. You can't attack the king and miss.
That is strong stuff, Morgan Ortagus, and you know it.
That's what I'm made of.
Oh, all right. Come back soon.
Thank you, sir.
Morgan, thanks very much.